Trying to think of a way that maybe we could, I don't know if you guys have any good ideas of maybe limiting him to a certain, I mean, I see him around. He is not dumped. Yes, you are correct. I was just thinking of maybe there's a possible way, but I mean, he's burned us, what, 2 or 3 times. So.
Yeah, we made a motion, Alex, to only allow him 2,500. If he goes, if he can't go over 2,500 a month.
Okay, I mean, I feel like we have better, we have a better tracking, with Caitlin, so it won't get that out of hand, like it has in the past. So
yeah. So that's his max. So if he can't go over that.
Yep.
So if he don't pay, he's off again.
Yep. That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
So this last Friday we had
Hey, Bruce, let me interrupt you first. That's $2,500, not 2,500 gallons.
Oh yeah, $2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Bruce, sorry about that.
So on Friday, this document, along with the quick answers to common questions, was sent out to all the water customers. Did any of you get that?
I did today.
Got mine today.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is good to hear. So the purpose of this mailing is to alert the water system customers of the special town meeting in a week, so that they can come and learn about the resolution to borrow, for the projects. So along those lines, I also sent you a special town meeting procedure page.
Yep.
And I would encourage all the commission members and the water system employees to attend the meeting to show, support for these projects. Right now, we're in what the bond council call, or what the state FOIA regulations consider a quiet period, where the Winstead Waterworks cannot use any fund expenditures to advocate for passage of this referendum. But at the meeting, it's a public meeting, and so anyone at the meeting can speak in favor of this proposal on the individual projects. And I think it would be helpful for everyone that could be there who can speak to, the condition of the water mains, the condition of the water tanks, the need for the tanks to be, repaired and replaced, et cetera, and for the water mains, and also to be able to speak to what happens if we don't get borrowing authority from the townspeople. What's the alternative there? I hope that question gets asked so that we can address it. But you have the meeting procedure, so you know when it will be time to talk. And generally, they have to follow some very strict guidelines as legal guidelines to present the question, and to and then item 6 allows for the moderator, who has been appointed last night in the Board of Selectmen meeting. That's Debbie Angel, and she will be moderating. But on item number 6, she will turn it over to the commission to speak to the proposal. And I'll be there to support. I can say whatever you'd like me to, but it's really the commission who's making the proposal to the town. I think there will be some selectmen who may be able to speak in favor of it. But it would be just great to have, a robust discussion there, being able to answer any questions from those who really know the details, but also have maybe each of the commission members speak in favor of the proposal.
Bruce, to your point of raising the issue of what happens if it doesn't get approved at this meeting, are there other questions that you feel that we could plant in everybody's mind as we participate that night to get it out on the floor?
I think it's probably a good idea to explain how this system has pretty expensive infrastructure.
Mhm.
And this not only relates to the water, but you can make comments about the sewer plant and everything else. But I mean, it's one of the things that I think in the FAQs that we were trying to give people an idea of how much is involved in this system. Yeah. It's a very involved system. And I don't know if there's a map that you can bring that would kind of explain how widespread the infrastructure is, and that any good system will require regular capital projects to keep everything up in good order. I think also if you can be prepared to talk about how long these major components are expected to last. The water plant, for instance. I mean, it's a relatively new water plant, but what are some of the things that you've already done at the water plant to keep it going, like the screens? You did screen replacements, right? Or cleaning or whatever. I remember you did that a couple of years ago. So in other words, it's not like this is the first thing that's gone on to maintain the, the system.
Well, to your point, the break at Nanny Drive, what has been described as the shortcoming of our existing system, and how this is going to correct that to not jeopardize the long-term loss of water. So that you talked about that, Jim, at length, and I think that that's very timely right now to refresh people's memory about and what the implications are about why this is an important solution.
And I think perhaps talking about what happened on South Main Street a couple of years ago.
Yes, right, at the bridge there.
What you're doing, what you did there to strengthen that line with the liner, you know, that I think would be of interest. And so you see how you're doing this, but at this point, you could do that because you had some savings, and it was a small enough project that you could manage it. I guess it wasn't that small. It was 400,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But a lot of it was done by Marty's department. I mean, you were doing a lot of work in-house. These other things require contractors to get involved, and so they're expensive.
Yeah,
they sure are.
Well, especially when you're going to reroute water supply while you have to do these repairs. Very important. But we've got to explain it. We sit here and we understand it pretty well, but this is why it's such a critical thing. And the important part about it, because everybody's interested in who pays for it. So when you can break that news to everybody that's going to be there, that it's not a town-wide, share the suffering. It's a user-related situation, and we're talking. We've got good documentation of what you guys have put together here, as far as the explanation of how it does get funded. So I think we're in good shape with so it's just a matter of expressing that and explaining it adequately.
All right, so this is a meeting where you can actually advocate.
Good.
Because it's a public meeting. Outside the meeting, you're not permitted to advocate using town funds. So I haven't seen any signage around the town going one way or the other. Not that I've driven around the town, but sometimes I drive through Farmington and they're revisiting that high school, new high school for over $100 million. Starting to see signs up in that place, yes and no.
Yeah. Okay.
I will also have you authorized a print up on a foam board, 3x5 printing of the explanatory document explanatory text. So that will be on display at the meeting. So we can point to, it's more simplified language than what's in the legal referendum language. So
Good.
we'll have that too. And I will bring some exhibits about the financing, how the existing water rates can cover the cost of paying off the $6.2 million.
So you think we should print out some vote yes signs and plant them all over town?
Yes, exactly. If you want to spend your own money for an individual citizen unit, we just can't do it out of the waterfront.
Yeah, no, I understand. Seems like we ought to keep those signs as we go through the reuse them. Oh boy.
Where did you say those yes signs were? In Farmington? We'll take a ride.
Across country. Oh, brother. I can just see that on the news.
Yeah. 4 guys running around with yes signs.
They look
I
familiar.
want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I asked Pam to put up.
I would think you could get anybody from Stanton Ave up to probably fund that. They were out of water, so they would probably fund that. They'd be willing to fund that.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Well, the chairman's there, so he lost water.
Yeah, but I wasn't home, so that was okay.
Your wife was though, wife.
Oh, that's true, but
Well, you could pretend you were there.
That's right.
I've asked Pam to put on the town's website, the headline news page, on meeting notice, the meeting notice information. Keep it there for the next week. So hopefully a lot of people will see that. So that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about in terms of, what's going to happen next week. So anyone who is a town resident will register with the registrars as you enter the cafeteria, and you'll get a yes and a no sign. Because at the end of the meeting, there has to be a vote to send this resolution to referendum at the end of the week. And I mean, I don't see that that's going to be a problem, but just never know. So.
That's for sure.
any other discussion?
I'll make a motion to
Hearing none,
adjourn.
motion to adjourn until next Tuesday.
I made that motion.
Second,
I'll second. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Okay. Tuesday.
Tuesday, Pearson School.
Yeah, I'd recommend that you kind of decide who amongst you will be the lead speaker. Because when Debbie Angel comes, turns it over, she should turn it over to a member of the commission to explain. And then you can call on your various experts like Jim or Marty or Jeff, to speak to each one of those projects. Bart, if Bart can come, that could be helpful, because he's familiar with the applications. I can talk about the funding source, the fact that DWS or Bart can talk about the funding source. This is so you have experts speaking to all of the various elements of the plan. So.
Yeah, I think your presentation, Bruce, about the who's responsible for the money, it all boils down to who's paying the bill. And that's going to be a critical thing. If nobody has to worry about it coming out of their pocket, outside of the users. And the users, we've already got budgeted items for it and how it's going to be handled. That the finances is going to be critical around here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll bring some handouts.
Perfect.
Well, I think the chairman should speak.
Motion to adjourn. See you next week.
Okay. Oh,
Okay, I'll wait for that email.
okay.
All right.
Right.
All right, good night, guys.
Have a
All
good
right,
week.
See you
Good night.
tomorrow.
see you Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Bye, Joey.
Bye. I gotta figure it out.
Tell Sandra I said hello.
I will, thank
Me
you.
too.
See
Okay.
you tomorrow, Jim.
Good night.
Bye.
So does
We
Pam
figure-
stay on? She gets off later? Like, she's not present, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So, yeah, just,
I'm trying to figure it
Leave.
out, Rhonda.
it says leave meeting.
Yeah, where?
So on mine, it's the
Okay, I
lower
got it.
right, the very
I got
lower
it.
right corner, there's
I
a
got
red
it.
button.
Okay, I
Click
got
on
it. See ya.